In today's episode of 5 Scary Ghost Videos Caught on Camera. Number 5. Our first video comes from the YouTube channel El Payaso de la Toledo, which this time with the crew went to an abandoned cinema in the city of Guadalajara, Mexico, which is in the central part of the town and has a paranormal past. The cinema was built in 1920 and closed in 1996 for economic reasons. The building has been closed for a long time, and from time to time, people who pass by it heard strange, inexplicable noises and sometimes shadows moving around the building. After they went inside, something strange happened in one of the rooms.
¿Hay alguien?
Sí, de tantos años que tiene ya Uy, ¿qué fue eso? Uy.
En uno de los personajes
de los militares.
Hey.
Como que lo tocaron, como que lo golpearon.
¿Escuchaste?
Sí.
¿Ahí payaso,
Sí.
Uy.
Right behind their backs, not once, but twice, something or someone hit the wall, which was not something scary, but what they saw next is terrifying.
La cortina se enrollaba. Ahí estaban los monitores, ¿no?
Compa,
¿Qué
ahí
compa?
pasó algo. Ahí pasó algo. Compa,
¿Qué
ahí
compa?
pasó algo. Ahí pasó algo.
¿Sí lo vio, compa?
Sí se vio. Ya no tengo condición para correr eso. Sí, toma.
Aquí, sí. Venía ahí, coche, aquí estaba.
When the entire crew is in the cinema room, in the area above the seats, in one of the small windows, we see a mysterious face that seems to be watching them, and then disappears after it is noticed. Then the whole crew runs towards the place where they saw it, but no one is there. What's more interesting, you can only go out of this room in one way, through the exit, to which they run and look at it all the time. So, what do you folks think about it? Is this abandoned cinema really haunted and you can see ghosts there? Or is it just a stupid legend and a well-prepared show? You are the judges. You decide. If you want to watch the full episode of this investigation, visit his YouTube channel El Payaso de la Toledo. Number 4. The next ghost video comes from the YouTube channel Ricky Velázquez, which this time he went to a certain house in Mexico. The owner asked him to come to this place because for some time he had noticed strange and disturbing activity in the house, which he described as an evil poltergeist. Upon arriving at the place, Ricky launched a live broadcast and started an investigation. At one point, Ricky is sitting at the table, talking to the chat, and then something strange happens.
Sentarte y hablarle a la señora. María Plasencia, saludos desde Tijuana, mi querido Ricky, muchas gracias. ¿Con quién andas con el buen Aaron? Señora. No mames, güey. No te pases, güey. Oh, la bestia, güey. Güey, prende esta mamada, güey. Perdón, amigos. Perdón. Uy. Te pasas, güey. No mames, güey. ¿Qué estás oyendo, güey? No mames, güey. Espérate. Ya, bien.
Suddenly, one of the chairs is shifted sharply, and then we hear a bang in the next room. After what happened, Ricky and the owner continued the investigation, during which they heard the child's moans and squeals many times. But not only the chair was behaving suspiciously, but also another piece of furniture began to move.
Si esta es su casa, ¿por qué no sale de donde está?
Escuchó algo aquí en la puerta.
Aaron.
No.
Aaron.
No, el chile ya no me quedo aquí. Uy.
Güey, cálmate. Ahí va, güey. No mames. Perdónenme mi lenguaje tan... Si te imaginas que me devolviera el saludo o el...
A ver, dale un golpe nada más. ¡Hola,
No. Madre, güey. Ok, ya, si está derechita. Ari. Güey.
Several times one of the wardrobes started to behave strangely. It seemed as if it came to life for a moment. Then they went outside, but the paranormal activity inside didn't even stop for a moment.
Es que no, o sea, nunca nunca he sentido eso, pero, o sea... No.
Güey, ¿crees que nos vamos a quedar, güey? ¿Eh?
Yo no pienso, güey, no, la verdad.
Once again, we hear how the wardrobe is moved. But this is not the end.
Extraño, güey. O sea, yo porque estás aquí, pero sí se siente feo, güey. Y es que ya no...
A few seconds after the wardrobe is moved, the door is slammed. Next, both of them enter the building, and in one of the rooms, they see this.
¿Qué? Hay algo que ya no está normal. Oh, a mi codo, güey. Oh, güey, escucha. Perdón. Pues ya no se puede, güey, ya. Ya no se puede, güey.
In the kitchen, both lamps are swinging, and right after that one of the drawers opens. After what they saw, they decide to sit down at the table again. What happens next is chilling.
Uy.
Señora. Mira, güey. No mames, ya, güey.
Güey. Güey.
Señora, manifiesta. Oh, te pases, güey, ya, güey. Oh, no mames, güey.
At some point we see movement in the doorway, and then two chairs are sharply shifted, which scares Ricky a bit. What do you folks think about it? Is all we have seen is just a hoax, and all of this can be explained? Or is there a malicious poltergeist in this house? The final decision is yours. If you want to watch the full episode, visit his YouTube channel Ricky Velázquez. Number 3. Another recording comes from the YouTube channel Erick Gunner, which this time, with the cameraman, at 3 AM went to the bridge where people often committed suicide, and sometimes ghosts are seen here. After arriving at the place, Erick decided to record an intro and tell about the place. What he recorded next is really scary.
Entonces vamos a hacerlo de 3 de la mañana, vamos a estar aquí de 3 como hasta las 5, unas 2 horas yo creo que vale bien. Aquí nada más venimos Nova y yo, nada más. Vamos a agarrar todo lo que estar aquí, vamos a empezar a hacer la grabación, nos vamos a quedar aquí un rato en este y en el puente que está más para allá y vemos todo lo que se puede armar hacia atrás. Ajá, ya saben que si ustedes ven algo.
When Erick tells about the place, behind his back, at one point a dark-haired woman wearing a white dress comes out, which calmly goes to the front and does not pay attention to them. Strangely enough, the operator does not notice her, and the whole thing has no cuts. So, is it a real ghost recorded on camera? Or Erick set it all up? Choose wisely, folks. Hi folks, a quick giveaway for reaching 20k. How to win? Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, write an interesting comment, and add 3x at the end of the sentence. Good luck, folks. Number 2. The next scary video comes from the YouTube channel Alberto del Arco, who together with the team went to an abandoned factory where chemicals were once produced. Local people say that the place is haunted due to a lot of paranormal activity, shadows seen there, and strange noises sometimes coming from inside. After Alberto and the crew began exploring the building, one of the cameras recorded something weird.
¿Qué fue, güey?
El bote.
De uno de allá arriba, ¿no? Allá hay varios. Ay, güey, me dolió todo. Me asusté. Pudiera haber gente, ¿eh? De pronto pudiera haber personas que se meten. Al parecer ya se han robado partes de este sitio. Se ve algunas zonas quemadas.
When Alberto and one of the camera operators go up the stairs, behind one of the walls, for a split second, we see someone or something leaning out. What is stranger, a few seconds later we see that there is no one in the room except them. So, what was it? Then they continued until at one point they recorded this.
¿Qué es lo que había en este lugar? La temperatura sigue bajando, 22.2 de 22.9. Sí, baja muy rápido, baja muy drástico. Atrás de ti. ¿Qué fue? ¿Qué fue? A ver, puede haber gente, ¿eh? Atrás de ti. ¿Qué fue? ¿Qué fue? Atrás de ti. ¿Qué fue? ¿Qué fue? A ver, puede haber gente, ¿eh? Hola.
Vi a alguien aquí.
¿Lo tienes con tu cámara?
Creo que sí
¿Lo tendrás con tu cámara? Hola. Pero eso está muy alto, ¿no? Digo, como para brincarle.
As Alberto measures the temperature and notices that it is starting to fall, behind their backs, we see a figure staring at them around the corner. After everyone turns around, he hides, and then everyone goes to see what it was. But whatever it was is gone without a trace. But this is not the first and not the last mysterious figure they managed to record, because a few minutes later they caught this.
Muchísimas tapas. No entiendo. A ver, ¿hay alguien ahí parado, no? Allá. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? Allá soy yo algo. A ver, allá. A ver, con cuidado. Con cuidado. Hay alguien allá. Hola. Buenas noches. Ok, yo no sé ni para dónde ir. Tú ve para allá, Tony, yo creo. Ten cuidado, Memo.
In the open space, we see a silhouette, or rather a shadow, moving towards the exit, which literally dissolves into the air after a few seconds. When the team comes to the place where they saw the figure, they notice that no one is around. But what they managed to capture next is even more chilling.
Pues a ver, alumbra un poquito para allá. ¿Viste algo?
Pero no sé si son animales.
Cuidado, puede haber muchos animales. ¿Qué, güey? ¿Qué?
Es que de repente escucho como pasos.
¿No son los míos?
No.
At some point, we see a white object on the ground, when we suddenly see a small hand reaching for it that scares the operator, and as before, they immediately check the area, and once again they found no one. After this event, they decide to stay in this place for some time until one of the operators notices this.
Yo escuché como si estuvieran afilando algo.
¿Dónde? Te no alcanzo a ver nada. No sé dónde. ¿Dónde, güey? ¿Dónde? No te vas a caer. Es que solo tú lo ves, Tony. ¿Qué viste?
Algo pequeñito,
¿Un niño? Ay, cabrón. Soy un perro aquí cerca, cuidado. No parece un lugar de niños esto, güey. Ten cuidado, Tony.
Behind one of the pillars, we see something bizarre, something resembling a black figure, trying to hide behind it. But again, when they reach a place, they find no one there again. So, what or who it was? Can we really observe mysterious figures, shadows, and unexplained phenomena in this place? Or is it something else, and everything can be explained? Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? And also, I highly recommend watching this episode and visiting his YouTube channel, Alberto del Arco. Number 1. The last recording comes from the well-known YouTuber Hasan, who once again decided to go to an abandoned building in the Middle East to record Jinn there. And from the very beginning, after entering, he witnessed strange phenomena such as spontaneously moving rope, doors, or objects that were thrown at him. But what happened next is a bit disturbing.
بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق.
As Hasan walks through the corridor, in the distance we see a dark figure, and immediately after that he is pushed by something. But this was not an isolated incident. A few minutes later it happened again.
أنا متأكد إنه في إشي أسود كان مارق والله يا إخوان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء. بسم الله. بسم الله.
At one point, Hasan sees a dark silhouette in one of the windows, and he was pushed again. But what happened next is even more terrifying.
أنا خليهم هم يظهروا لي، تمام؟ أيوة. طيب أنا طاف الكشاف. إذا في إشي هون اظهر لي. إذا في إشي.
Hasan shuts the light from his flashlight for a moment and stays in the darkness for a while. And then a mysterious black figure appears in front of him and disappears as soon as it appeared. What do you folks think about it? Has Hasan set everything up and it's just a hoax? Or maybe it's a real Jinn? Real or fake? Decide, folks. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.